Yes, okay, that's the direction we're going to go. There it is. There it is. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Christmas month, a holiday season of music that we love and enjoy and share. And over the past several years, I've offered up a lot of tutorials on how to play some of the greatest Christmas songs of all time. And we're going to do the same thing this month with just a little bit of a different twist. Next 4 weeks, we are going to look at four of the saddest Christmas songs ever created. Hello, everybody. My name is Futch. Welcome to Dulcimerica. Thank you very much for joining me. No doubt that 2020 and 2021 have been very interesting years. And as much as we like to get out, shout, jump, have a great time, and party, and look forward to our holidays, sometimes it can be hard to do that when you've been through all of the crap that we've all been through over the past couple of years. I've been feeling that way, and sometimes I have a hard time lifting myself up. So I began thinking about some of the songs that we love when we come around the holiday season here at the end of the year. And one of the things I notice is that there are a lot of sad, depressing Christmas songs. Even if they're upbeat sounding, there's still something about them, a sense of longing, a sense of missing something. And I think they belong in the pantheon, but we do focus a lot of our attention when playing tunes on the upbeat ones. So this time around, we're going to be taking a look at really some seriously depressing songs. We're going to look at music by Darlene Love, by George Strait, and the Pogues, to give you an idea of what's to come, if you can divine any of that. Not being too specific, but we're going to see what happens. We're going to kick things off, however, with a neat little tune that is actually, I guess people don't think about it as being a depressing song. And it was made popular by Elvis Presley. The tune is called Blue Christmas. And if you just listen to the lyrics, it is very, very depressing. But it's a cool little tune, one that Elvis didn't even want to record because he figured that the label wasn't going to get behind it and do anything. And of course, it was one of Elvis's biggest hits. So I woke up this morning not even knowing what I was going to be doing for Dulcimerica this month. And it occurred to me, let's go ahead and do some of the saddest Christmas songs ever written. So nothing fancy here. I just figured out this arrangement this morning, and we'll probably do the exact same thing for the other three tunes, although our big tune on Christmas Eve I already have arranged and am practicing now because it's a handful for sure. But this one's pretty simple for those of you out there. Now, you do not need the 1.5 fret, but I'm going to show you something fun that you can do with the 1.5 fret when we get to that point in the song. But the tablature for this tune, this arrangement, is available on Patreon, and the link you see on the screen right there is where you go to download it so that you can follow along and play. And again, it's a very easy tune, so you might even be able to play this for your friends and relatives when they come over this Christmas. All right, so let's see what we got first of all. My process typically is find the melody first and then match up the harmonies and the chords. So let's take a look at what we've got here. I'm going to start on that middle string. I'm in DAD tuning for this, and we'll be in the key of D major. On the middle string open, then going to the melody string. We're going to go back to the middle string, and then back to the melody string. Yeah, there's a little bend that we're going to have to work with there. Not a problem. I'm going to show you how to handle that. Coming back to the middle string, and then melody. Back to middle, and melody. Let me smooth that out a little bit there. From 1, and then middle, and then go to 3. back to middle, and melody. So the basic rule of arranging chord melody style on the mountain dulcimer is to make sure that the melody is the highest pitched note in the chord. With our arrangement of strings, bass, middle, melody, it's very, very easy to keep that melody on the top because we have a full octave range between the bass and the melody. So typically if we do our chord shapes and we're playing melody here, that's not going to be a problem. But you do see that a couple of times the melody does come over to the middle string, in which case you only want to strum as far as the middle string so you don't bury the melody. Once we got that melody set, all we need to do is harmonize it, add a second note to the melody to get the harmony, and then add a third note to make a complete chord. And we listen to the melody to give us hints as to when that chord is changing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tune and move through with the chords. Starting again, we're in D major, so open strum here is good. We're going to an A major chord now. So I've got the partial A major chord, and then I'm using a doubling of the E for melody. I'm going to play those separately, just like that. Then I'm going to lift up my index finger so I can get the open. Put it back down and get the 2. 1 is already covered by my ring finger. Now going to an E minor, and then a A7, back to an E minor, open D, staying in D. Now this is interesting. We're going to play a G major chord. The melody note, however, is E. So technically speaking, this is a G6 chord. But I mean, I have it written in the score simply as G major. So if you got somebody joining you on guitar or mandolin or another instrument, they don't have to play a G6. They can go ahead and play a normal G major. That's a 3-1-1 right there. Walking out of it. And then you'll see in the music where there's a walk down involving the 1.5 fret. If you don't have the 1.5 fret, don't worry about it. You can just lay on that 3-1-3 G major chord. But if you've got the 1.5 fret, you can do that little kind of an Elvis-y walk down. Downbeat of that next measure, we've got all ones barred across the 1. That's serving as an E major chord, even though we're really just playing the root and the 5. So that's an E5 we're playing, but it still works out good. And then we use our thumb to get into the melody. And then we're going to hit this 4-2. And all the melodies on the middle string, we're going to let go of the 4. Now the 3, pull it towards you. Pull it so far towards you that you touch the melody string. That'll give you your D sharp that we're looking for. And then let it go and come up to the 4th fret. And that takes us to the 2nd page. Take your finger off of that, hit 0. Melody. And then A. Let go of the middle string, open, go to 2. E minor. Then A7. Back to D. Stay on D. If you can manage it, hit the D7s by bringing in a C. You can do that at the 1.5 fret on the middle string or the 6th fret on the bass string. I kind of like the voicing here better because we still get that nice low D as the root of the chord. Walking down, we're going into our G6 chord. And then prepare yourself for the jump to the E major. Up here. And then come down, hit your 1. And then we're going to go 1 on the bass string, open on the middle string for A major. 101, 102, and walk it down. That's a basic look at the chords and the melody put together for Blue Christmas. Now, if you were to play this 1 strum per melody note and just sort of wrote it out, it wouldn't really have any groove to it. And of course, we know that the Elvis version has a lot of groove. You want to dance to it. It's a funky, cool, rockin', but a slow rocker little number. So I'm going to show you how to kind of get that feeling here. So otherwise, again, if we play this straight without putting any additional rhythms in there, it's going to keep stopping every single time the melody sustains for a little bit. Got a lot of notes that are hanging out, a lot of beats that are resting there, you know, while we sustain. So what you want to do is selective strumming at this point. Put a little something on the bass and middle string. It could be a strum, it could be some kind of activity. But let the melody string alone, because that melody string is sustaining and holding that melody out. So here's kind of a suggestion. So I'm thinking of a lot of things I could do with that to get movement going in the background. One is to do an alternating pendulum bass line at the 4th fret that'll work when you're going to the A, whenever you're doing the A thing. It also works for D as well, because for D we can go D, A, open 4, open 4. And then the A major would go 4, 1, 4, 1. But the chord changing does a lot of that movement for us. But I'm thinking like a... So we could probably come back in on that. You know? And just put a little bit of extra movement in there that is actually serving a purpose by anchoring the chord or working with the root and the 5th of the chord in terms of the bass movement there. So you got a little bass action, got some walk down action. Got yourself a little bend where I would stop. Definitely stop the chord after you play the A and take your time walking that up. And, you know, once you feel comfortable where the melody notes or everything else, then you can kind of Elvis it up, you know. And then, you know. Elvis it up, blue, blue, blue. What we really need are the Jordanaires and those singers in the background going, oh, 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 oh. It's such a cheery sounding song, but at its heart, it's one of the saddest Christmas songs ever made. Blue Christmas, there's the melody, there's the chords, there's some instructions or some suggestions on what you can do rhythmically to keep things moving along. You've got the music, make it your own, have some fun this season with a nice sad Christmas song. I'm not sure which of our songs is going to be next week, but I have a feeling I'm leaning towards a great, great classic from Darlene Love. So we'll see what happens when we come back around. Everybody out there, please, please, please enjoy yourselves this season. Be safe, have a great time, and thank you once again for watching Dulcimerica. We'll see you next time.